What's going on, everybody? Getting the rally like we expected, like I ranted about last night. So Nick had, I don't know if he had a dentist appointment or something. So he's not going to make it in here, but I want to jump in again. Let's give a little bit of time for a few more people to jump in here. What's up, Cameron? Crispy? Petrit? Zimmy Jim? New Take Crypto? What's going on, guys? I think we went live more when the markets were crushing us than we have here recently, so taking a little bit of break. Crypto Cotter, what's up? A little bit of relief. Hey, Philip. I'm going to give a little bit more time here. Anybody got anything they want to go over here in a little bit? We'll do that. I'm going to go over a few different things here tonight. What up, Shankar? We'll look at Zen. What up, G Money? I'm good, Petrit. Actually, I just wrenched you. What's going on? So far, so good. Let me check a couple things here real quick. Get some more people in here. What up, Pamela, the Pink Crypto? What's going on? I'm going to get you a wrench as well, since I know you. All right, we got 41 in here. There's going to be a lot more coming here in a minute as soon as we get on some of these social media updates. But I guess for now, let's hold on a second. A lot of these coins outside of Bitcoin not doing as well. I know it's making it a little bit not as exciting in here today. What's up, Cells Rims? Lloyd, Sun Scorpio, what's going on, Chris? Now we got some people sliding in. All right, we got the usual 4-hour Bitcoin in front of us. And no markings on here. A lot of people talking about volume and things isn't as good as normal, but we had liftoff down in here, definitely here, when we broke through the 4,200 level. So I don't really have a problem with the volume. So, and plus a lot of people aren't in the space. So volume will get better, I think, as we move along. So what's up, Hilton, Outlaw? So we're 6174, that's Bittrex, usually the one I start with. If anyone knows, because we're going to have some new people, I'm guessing, in here soon. These are the buy signals off our proprietary software and also an Elliott Wave buy. So the software's been really good here this year. I haven't really had any sells, which I'll explain later if anybody needs that explanation again. I kind of ranted over a lot of stuff last night. I just felt like we was going to work higher here, so I kind of got a little bit excited last night about that. Still want to look at shorts. The shorts are down here in the red. I mean, we were just at all-time highs just, an hour ago or something. So the shorts know that we cannot go any higher. And I'm sure they're leaning off, obviously. Let's go back to the daily, because that's obviously what they're looking at. I mean, all the shorts are saying we can't get back above this 57, 59, 61, 61.50 level. So we're starting to put that to test. There will be resistance there, but I'm going to tell you that I think everybody has sold out that wanted to sell, and I don't think there's going to be as much resistance there as you expect. When we blow through there, I think a lot of shorts are going to get murdered here. So I still think we're going to work through here quickly and easily. What's up, Corey? So, but that's why this rally's been really slow and labored. I'm not sure. As I said last night, I don't want to be the one getting caught long at the top, but it looks like we could slow up, but I really think we're going to accelerate. I've showed the software last night. If you're new here, you could go to last night's video where I went in for an hour and 15 minutes about a lot more detail, which I'm not going to really try to do tonight. But here is Bitcoin USD 5-minute intraday from our proprietary software, because we're showing price. The OP is really intraday volume, but we keep track of it on a 5-minute basis and chart it. What happens here with the blue lines, you can see volume had a nice ABC correction while price held higher. So that tells you, and then we're oversold down here. That was the last buy I showed on the daily chart. So I gave a buy here around 52.40 because I wanted to buy an ABC break. When volume lets up, price explodes higher. And the same thing happened then going into Tuesday. Volume's that nice ABC down, price putting in higher lows, and then as volume lets up, price starts to take off. So that's what's happened. And then volume has stayed consistently selling, which gives us the oversold technometer readings, which give me the buy signals on the 4-hour chart that we show. So the buy signals are coming from the software because of the volume readings. We have no sells because there's really been no volume chasing the rally. I'm sure that's going to happen somewhere up here. Hopefully it happens much higher, and hopefully I can maybe give some type of sell that will work out. But right now all I'm getting is buys. Buys have been perfect. I'll continue to say it. If you want to try to trade these markets or any markets, you need to try some Wyckoff. So go to wyckoffsmi.com, the institute that Wyckoff started in 1931 that I actually own. So, or go to learncrypto.io for the $300 course, which is probably about a $700 value. You need to learn the OP force technometer. I think you just need to learn the Wyckoff method. So, but let's go again. We got 122 in here. I want to show the still the shorts. The shorts is a red line. They're staying elevated here. The green is longs, and they're not chasing the rally. So the shorts are going to have to cover at some point, I think, and then they're going to want to get long, and then the longs need to get longer. So there still should be good buying behind this thing. What's up, Taj? So I don't know. I mean, I still think we're just going to continue to try to stair step higher. A lot of these other coins aren't doing as much. Here's Ethereum, which we have given a few buys from the software. Check these out here. But and I really thought this rally to 181 was good. That's why I gave a buy around 172, which is really where we're setting. I still thought Ethereum could come alive and maybe Litecoin again. All in on VeChain. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't like to go all in on coins. I like to spread it out a little bit, and I like to stay mostly in the large caps. So here's our Litecoin buys. And for the software, we're underwater on nothing. We got huge profits starting down here at 22. I did give an Elliott Wave buy up here at 70, I think it's around 78 and change, 77 and change. So for new people, I do through some Elliott Wave on top of my Wyckoff formations just to maybe help me with a map moving higher. So Litecoin holding here still could look good. I guess my guess is we still could see a ride to 86 or something. especially if Bitcoin ignites. I think they'll come for these other coins still. But as we all know, Ripple not doing its thing. Thanks for the subscription. Now here's the Ripple that we've been looking at. We had a spring and I thought was a test. This could be another test. No volume is really coming in. So this chart's definitely a lagger, which I don't, Wyckoff doesn't want you looking at laggards in a bull market, but this one still could hold in here.
Show me the money.
What's up, Hilton? Thanks for the $5. Thanks for the kind words. Let's look at a few more. I'll write these down here. So, I think Ripple definitely not doing its thing here, but we're going to have to give it a chance. Neo, another one I didn't think would get this week. We gave some buys down here at these levels, gave higher buys, definitely not doing as well. So one that I think will still rally here, but might need to be sold on the rally and traded out of. Here's ADA. I did throw this in Patreon a little bit ago because it could be interesting. Preliminary support over here at this level. We're at the same level now again, which could be a last point of support after a jump. So ADA could find support here if you're looking at that one. BAT has got hurt pretty well off of those highs at 50. I had said I thought that was a buying climax, but I have given a couple of buys on the way down that have been early. We did buy at lower levels. So, but that one has got a little bit deeper than what I thought it would. And that one did have a big move, so might not hurt for it to pull back a little bit. Let's look at BNB USDT. Again, coming back down a little bit here. It looks like everyone is selling out of these alts and chasing the Bitcoin, which I don't want to join that crowd. What's up, Chris? So, I'm not one to dump some of these coins now. I think they will try to dig in. Decred 2620, one that I still think looks pretty good. Wouldn't take much to ignite that. KMD I've mentioned. Look, here's EOS. We did call these 5 waves up real time. That was the high. I'm not sure how to throw an Elliott wave count on that now. I did say probably that thing needs traded, so I still would be in a trading mood with EOS. Here's ICX down 9%. We did get some buys down here slightly above these levels. I don't like it back down here again, but it still could be okay. KMD still doing well. Hold on, hopefully my trading view doesn't slow up on me here. Hello. Hold on, guys. I got trading view trying to act up on me. Let me try to reload it. There's KMD. They give a buy over here at 93 cents, I believe it was. Now I got to stop kind of break even. I think that one could look good here. I talked about BAT. I talked about Ethereum. I talked about XRP. Let's go down and grab Zen. I'm going to try to be live this weekend if I don't head home. So we'll try to stay on that one. Here's Zen BTC coming alive. That's one that I got some small positions in. Been a laggard, but finally coming alive. So Zen could be good for us. While we're down here, let's look at THETA, Theta. I got that one down here at the bottom. This is the one I had mentioned higher. I really thought this breakdown to 10 cents or so would be okay. We're down here at 8. Again, bleeding out with Bitcoin strength. I guess I still think that's one that you could own, so I wouldn't shy away from that. TRX USD. And there's Tron. I had mentioned that this 5 waves up and ABC over to here. I thought that would send us to new highs. Really, we've done a bunch of ABCs. I still think that could resolve to the upside. So I'd rather be long TRX right here and watch it closely. PPT USD. I trade against the US dollar on a lot of charts. You won't see me looking at many Bitcoin pairs. So PPT back down near the lows. I don't like, that's a lot of weakness. So Hilton, I believe you asked about that. I probably would have to, that one would scare me a little bit. And as you know, I'm not very good on the fundamentals. I leave that to Nick. I only trade the technicals. Run up and grab Link. Link USD up 5%. That's on the 4-hour. I know I've been saying that one would resolve higher, and that has happened now. So I would say still higher for Link. ONT USD. I would think, again, not a strong one, but nothing too bad. Came back and probably did about a 50% retracement, which is allowable. Not big volume on the sell side down here. So I would think that's one that could still rally when money comes back to these alts. So I wouldn't be scared of that one. And BCH, another one that had a good run and has quieted down a little bit. 282. I'd want to really be long that one as well. No problem with that. What coins from the top 10 is under 40 on your technometer? I wouldn't have that answer. I mean, I ran a few things here before we went live. My Bitcoin, hold on a second. Here's Bitcoin USDT. You can see down here that technometer's at 42. With Bitcoin at the highs here on this rally. So that's kind of why I was so friendly last night, because it just looked like we could try to take off here. And then with the intraday readings I showed you on the price and OP. And then you've got Bitcoin USD, same type of thing. We're down here at 43 on the technometer. So definitely still room to run on those. Power to Achieve says one more week where Fidelity pushes this market to the moon. I mean, that's definitely things we've talked about. I mean, people will chase Bitcoin if this thing keeps acting well. So definitely could get interesting here. So if you're not long, you've got to be nervous. And if you're short, you got to be scared to death. So here we are, getting ready to knock on 6,200 at Bittrex. We've got 6,205 at Binance. Shorts are still elevated, so I think we still continue to work higher. I'm going to go over a couple more things here on the stock side. I do manage money at Charles Schwab if anybody's interested. We can open up a Charles Schwab account for you, or if you have one, we can take over the management. This is our Wyckoff wave on the Friday or the weekend's weekend review that's free at wyckoffsmi.com. I had said I thought this week would bring in some selling, and that's what's happened. We were up here on Friday at this close. Technometer, you can see, was almost 50. We were at this resistance, so I thought we'd roll down. And I still think it's lower, but we did get down here to a 39 reading during the day today. And I did tweet out I thought stocks were going to bounce. I did give a few stock buys to our pro traders. I'm going to show a couple of those. Pro traders, I actually lowered the price. to get more people in there. It's only $40 a month. I'm going to look at the bonds, TLT, which everybody knows I've been long. I'm still long. If stocks rally here, bonds will probably pull back some. So I sold a little bit of my bond position today at some mutual fund positions I manage, but still I'm pretty well long bonds. The bigger chart here still looks good to me, so I'm going to stay long there. GDX, precious metals. Appreciate it, Corey. GDX is the metals. That chart's not as friendly as GDXJ, which I want to show. On here, we've got the OP hitting new lows down here for the last 6 days, while price is struggling to stay, and we are oversold. So I do have some longs there, hoping that maybe we can reverse. That's a little more higher risk play, but I think it could work. We're going to look at Square. The software's been kick-ass on Square, besides a minor loser here 2 weeks ago. We almost got down here to another buy, and we haven't. Now we're at 44.64, which is neutral. So I wouldn't be bothered by being long Square for a few days here, but I do not have any positions on. Shopify is one that I said was a huge home run fundamentally. Again, I'm a technical analyst, but I did like this one. This was a short-term scalp I did for pro traders. For long-term holders, I'm long here at 187 and still long here at 260. I'm going to give you another one that I like, I think. Here and Now. This one looks strong to me. Ulta Beauty. I believe what Kylie Jenner does business with them. Why the NASDAQ and Dow's gotten hit the last 4 or 5 days. This one is held sideways, so I think that's a good looking chart short term. I follow some other things that says things like the next 4 or 5 months, Ulta has performed very well during this time frame every year. So this one could be interesting here. Looks like we sprung this level, shook everybody out, tested it a few times, and now ready to move higher. So I'd be on that one. Longer term, I think grain prices are going to make a low here. Agco, I think, could get interesting here. New lows on the OP, price holding, oversold. This is one I think you could hold here. I think this is one you could put away for 3 to 5 years and be pretty excited. One more here for the stocks. I don't want to bore everybody that's only interested in cryptos. Dollar index. Been trying to call a top here. We're oversold, so I cannot get short here, but I still think this thing's going to come under big pressure, and cryptos will heat up even more. So that's what I'm still looking at. No real thoughts on Uber at the moment. I think it's going to be coming in a little hot and overpriced probably, and not one I'll probably mess with too much. All right, back to Bitcoin, 6182. Not much here. G-Money, I used to trade. I started in the business trading the OEX options at the OEX pit, Chicago Board Options Exchange. Because of my size, I'm only 5'8", 150. I stood at the edge of the pit around some of the big players, or I traded upstairs. I didn't trade actually in the pit. Nobody would have seen me. So I don't trade as many calls and puts now. I haven't. When I was younger, my father and I traded a shitload of them. And again, I traded them on the exchange, but I was also a pretty big seller of options. That's a way easier game. You don't have to be exactly right. You just got to be right. So I'd rather be a seller of options. And I used to trade a lot of stock index futures. Taj, I did write those 3 down. I've got to add these to the software. Normally it's over here, and I just got to get them loaded at my normal desk. Yeah, it's amazing the pits are not like they used to be. But I was up there in 80, 82, 84 when it was pretty wild. So And I got hired because I got 12th in the nation after graduating from the Wyckoff Stock Market Institute. So I took 10 grand from my from my grandfather, and got 12th in the nation in a real money competition, and then got hired to manage a gentleman's money on the Chicago Board of Trade, Chicago Board Options Exchange. That kind of started my career. So any success I've had has been because of Wyckoff. And that's why I took over the Institute, well, like 3 years ago. So I'd say Wyckoff is 95%, and then throw a little bit of Elliott Wave on top of it for 5%. 335 watching, welcome. We do mostly the Wyckoff method here. So I don't have much more to add. I think that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. Went over, I'd kind of do it quick. For now, we got so many people in here, I want to go over one more time still. The red line at the bottom is Bitcoin shorts on Bitfinex. Elevated, has been. That's what got me more friendly here. I guess I did not show my Elliott Wave map. I've been showing this for a while. I'd appreciate anybody who follows me on Twitter to maybe next few days retweet me or follow Fridays or whatever. I need more than 7,000 followers, so I'd appreciate any help. Here is the Elliott Wave count that I've been showing. I've been showing this way back here. If this is right, we're somewhere in here. I don't want you to get caught up in this count because this is just kind of a guess estimate. If I give buys and sell signals, then I would rearrange this. I have such a good buy signal as of yesterday's broadcast, which anybody new should go back and watch last night's. We got an hour and 15 minutes. But for me to have a buy this high, the way to figure that in, like I do, would have to be we're in the middle of a three-way to the upside, which is the way I have been calling this. So if I'm correct, then somewhere here we do this maybe a 66, 6,800 is just my guess up here, 6,700 or so. And again, don't go long because of that. You've had a chance to, I've had numerous buys on the way up. What's up, Raymond Gonzalez? Thanks for the follow. This is just kind of what I'm thinking, what I kind of keep in the back of my head. And again, for new people, we got proprietary software that follows 5-minute intraday volume from the majority of exchanges. The buy signals marked here are all from the exchange or from the software. I've had no sells, and I'm hoping to be able to get a good sell somewhere higher before we get another big pullback. So all these buys were pretty well given on ABC pullbacks where volume came in heavy to the downside and price didn't. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 software buys and 1 Elliott Wave. This was an Elliott Wave triangle I thought that I was calling live. And you could say the Tether news screwed up these charts, I think, to be able to count them with Elliott Wave. You could call this, if you're bearish here, you could take it out of this triangle. This scares me a little bit. You could say this is 1, 2, 3. This could have been a triangle here, and we're mopping up the past part of the 5. That's the reason to be bearish right here. And that would be, so from down here, you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're completing 5 of 5 of a 3, which means you could have a really big sell-off back down to 5,200 or so, and then still go back up to 6,800 or something. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, with my volume, etc., I'm not going to go that way. But again, this looks a little bit ending diagonal. Volume is not going to new highs, so I still want volume to kick in here, but we're not overbought, so I think I'll get a shot in the next day or two to say that maybe you need to be worried that this account is what's going on. But since I really just came off a buy last night almost at 6,000, I mentioned last night's broadcast that I was close to a buy, wasn't really going to mark it as such, but that was a 6,000, 5,980 or so. So I don't think this count is right on an intermediate term basis because of that. So but we'll leave that up there just in case. Otherwise, like I'd shown, we could be in the middle of a 3 up. So maybe a move to 6,700 here in the next 24 hours or whatever. If we get that, I think you're going to, then you're going to get this continued higher to get all the bears shorts covered, get more people along. A lot of people that wouldn't touch these markets at 3,200 are starting to get worried, starting to get a little more friendly. So I think there's more firepower. That's why I think this count still works. Like I said, if you get a chance, learn crypto.io, $300 Wyckoff course. It's probably worth about $700. If you really want to learn Wyckoff, go to wyckoffsmi.com for the Unleashed course at $1,000. And you can go to our Patreon. If you go to learncrypto.io, Patreon, down at the bottom, become a member. It'll take you over here. $30 tier, lower right, will get you into a community. We've got 58 people in there now. So I think a good group of people. It'll be popping in there once we get this bull market really to return. And I do think with Fidelity and TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, etc., BAT, I don't know how you could say we're going back down to below 3,000. So if that happens, I guess I'll be sitting with McAfee. But eating hot dogs at the county fair. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the lows are in. We've been bullish off the lows. So give us a follow. Wyckoff on crypto. And Nick's is what? STUNAD something. But that's all I got. Appreciate hitting the likes. Shout out to the 377 people. If we get any big action, probably this weekend, I think I'm going to be in St. Louis, so I'll try to jump on. And if you're on Twitter, if you're on our Patreon, if you got questions, hit me up. I answer things pretty quick. So living and breathing the crypto markets. And also, if you got a crypto portfolio that you want some help on, go to the Learn Crypto PCG, and we'll manage the accounts for a 3% annual fee. So just hit me up. Dude got wrecked, what's up? Hey, Bill. Appreciate the love. And I'm going to get out of here and get something to eat and drink. See you guys.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stockbroker on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell volume was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907, I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and create the Richard D. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff Stock Market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at wyckoffsmi.com.